Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Channel 12. Tonight we've got boys basketball action. I'm Matt Johnson. Tonight, along with me, I've got varsity assistant girls coach Mickey Murray sitting in the booth tonight. Coach Rollins running a little late, may join us at some point this evening, but Coach Murray's along with us for what should be an outstanding game tonight.
It's about as big a regular season game as I can remember. It is, I'm going to go ahead and say, the most full I've ever seen our gym. Gym is 10 years old now, and we've got, bottom level is full. You would have to squeeze in and be rude to find a seat or be really good at saving seats. And I'm going to say there's at least 50, 75 people on each side up above.
Definitely a packed gym tonight, but that's when you get when you're the #1 ranked team in the state. Updated polls this week has the Waynesville Tigers as the #1 team in Class 5 in the state of Missouri. But a very formidable opponent tonight in the Kickapoo Chiefs, as you hear the crowd already as loud as I've ever heard it in here for the player introductions. Kickapoo comes into the gym tonight with a record of 18-5. The Waynesville Tigers 20-1. In a matchup of two teams that have not lost in conference play.
Yeah, and we care a lot about district titles. We care about a lot of things. Something we've never done as a member of Ozark Conference basketball, boys or girls, is win the conference championship. We win tonight, we're guaranteed a share of it.
Guaranteed a share. Still have Hillcrest next Monday night, I believe.
Yes.
Hillcrest has one loss on the season. Guaranteed a share. But with the win tonight gives you the chance to play for the outright conference championship.
And conference here is a big, big deal to further respect throughout the state. You know, Waynesville, one of those schools that a lot of people in St. Louis, Kansas City, they know a little bit about us, sometimes football, sometimes basketball, sometimes just some big school they're not sure who is. That's been shown through the rankings this year in state basketball. The rankings don't mean everything. At the beginning of the year, we were hanging on just barely get ranked. We've lost only one game this year. Played a very, very tough schedule.
Well, and it seemed like the respect really grew. I know we pointed out one evening when we beat Republic, which was ranked #1 in Class 4 at the time, and Republic didn't fall in the rankings after losing to us. You knew the state rankers were giving Waynesville a lot of respect with that loss, and them still keeping their position. Waynesville's climbed the ladder higher and higher, and here we sit at the top. Getting ready to start the action here. Juwan Morgan up for the tip. Kickapoo wants to take us off their perch. It's game time. Tip comes to Kickapoo. Waynesville quickly into a man defense here. Student section incredibly loud. Long three won't go. Rebounded underneath. That comes to Ryan Berland. Lost underneath. Ball's on the floor.
Javante.
Ball down the lane. Up. Going to be blocked there.
Referee's really avoiding calling fouls so far, which is good. We want the players to determine this game. Several plays there could have been called.
Waynesville comes down the court, first offensive position. Michael Thompson tries to drive to the baseline, and they're going to call that all out of bounds off of Kickapoo. Ball will stay with Waynesville. If the first 40 seconds is indication, I think we got a wild one here tonight, Bubba.
Yeah. Be interesting to see both teams try to calm down and play basketball. This is has a postseason feel to it.
Joe Johnson just inside the three-point line, pulls up for the long two, doesn't go. Rebound comes to Kickapoo. Tyson Batiste on the far side, setting the offense.
I know Batiste is something they want to key on. It's interesting, Jawan's on him. Oh.
So we're going to get the foul called there.
Didn't seem like as much contact as some other plays, but you keep touching, somebody's going to get called.
They're going to get Juwan Morgan for his first foul. The basket's going to count, and that's going to send Isaac Johnson to the line. He misses the free throw, and Juwan Morgan takes a hard fall, but he's up quickly.
Coach Bill's none too happy about You know, Division I recruits don't normally jump up and fall down on their own. Usually athletic ability, something that goes with that. Wow, Batiste goes jumping on top of our very new Booster Club provided scoreboard. It's 30, which is good. The old scoreboard, I'm telling you right now, wouldn't have stood up to that.
Well, and
people wouldn't fallen down.
Don't want to put a foot through those nice video projection systems inside the scoreboard there. Waynesville retains possession. Ball comes into Michael Thompson. Michael Thompson drives. He's going to go down underneath.
Oh.
Ball, hand on the ball. Kickapoo comes out with it. Johnson drives, tries to pass it back in. That ball's going to be out of bounds off the hands of Waynesville. Kickapoo will inbound underneath. Johnson to inbound. Kickapoo spreads the floor. Three, long three goes up, and it's good. That's number 5, Jack Simpson.
We went zone on the inbound. They found a gap there.
Jack Simpson's shooting 73% on the season from behind the three-point line. Oh! Juwan Morgan says, anything you can do, I can do better.
Interesting part. Juwan's guarding their biggest guy, or their biggest is our guarding ours. Juwan's quick enough. He's guarding Batiste, more of a three-point shooter. Trying to get a hand up and bother.
Well, and something that we've seen throughout the season is Johnson puts up the three. That's long and no good, but tipped back in by number 44. That's Ryan Berland. Something we've seen throughout the year is if the Waynesville can establish the outside and perimeter shooting early, really opens up some stuff underneath.
Oh,
and we've got to travel.
That's good. We don't need Juwan picking up a second foul there. Kickapoo so far has had some really good man-to-man sets and gotten some open looks.
So Waynesville trails 7-3 here in the early going of the first quarter. Would like to welcome all of our viewers out there on Channel 12, as well as the millions and millions watching tonight via the World Wide Web. Ball inside to Javante Armstrong, and he's shoved.
So apparently you can knock Juwan down, it's not a foul, but you knock down a man Javante's size. that's a quick foul.
I believe they're going to get Tyson Batiste with that foul. It's going to be his first, team first. Ball comes in. Joe Johnson takes it in the front court. Joe crosses over, goes down the lane, and he's going to be fouled.
You know, a lot of times teams really worry about our height, and we are tough up front. You put Juwan, Killian, Javante, 6'8", 6'7", 6'4", that's what I'm listed at. That's how I'm telling you how tall they are, whether they say or not. But the quickness of Joe and Mikey Thompson so far, they can't stay in front of us. And that's such a tough matchup for teams we look forward to districts and then on to state playoffs and hopefully Final Four. Makes us really tough to guard.
First one up and no good for Joe Johnson. Foul that time was number 5, Jack Simpson. Second one won't fall either, and that one's Jake Simpson. Sorry, Jack Simpson.
I don't think he's singing tonight either.
Jack Simpson with his foul.
This is a big game. They should have brought somebody in like that. Well, the band did a great job. Oh, 44 getting away with a shove there on that screen.
Some moving screens there. Ball loose underneath, handled by Kickapoo. That shot's up and good. That's number 23, Matt Gritter.
That's a tough shot.
Pulls up, takes that off-balance shot in the lane.
Oh, high-low action. Oh!
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The first dunk of the night, and it's time to break out the dunkometer. Mr. Tim Wallace, the Channel 12 crew, has been working hard. Weeks and weeks of technical research and development has gone into this, and we should have the dunkometer.
It's on there.
It is on your screen. So we had a foul at the other end. Javante Armstrong picking up his first, but the dunkometer is alive and well. When we get a chance, we'll pass along exactly how the science and the know-how that went into creating the dunkometer. Quite a story, I assure you.
Tron Alexander checks in for Mike Thompson here. Tron's been kind of nursing little bumps and bruises this time of year. Definitely a senior three-point threat for us. Of course, so is Mikey, I guess. We're going to go a little more high-low here.
Juwan
Play the
kicks it
inside-out
outside.
game.
Joe puts it back inside, and Juwan.
Oh.
That's going to hurt right there. Juwan Morgan picking up his second foul. 4 minutes to go here in the first. Juwan's probably going to have to take a seat over there beside Coach Pills.
That's tough because it's tough when you're bigger. You know, Juwan hadn't always been as big as he is now. He was, you know, skinny little guy. And he's a big guy. And he's not super thick, but he's not skinny little anymore.
Little off-balance shot, and the lane won't go for Kickapoo. Rebounded by
There
Killian.
we go.
Oh,
that's a good look. 5-on-2. Back. That's a nice
kicks
pass.
it around. Nice little open look there by Kickapoo. That one won't fall either. We've got 3.5 to play here in the first quarter, and the Waynesville Tigers trail 10-5. Joe Johnson drives. Hands off. Tigers pushing around. Looking.
Good pull up. That's a good look for Joe.
Nice. Passing, screening off right there creates a nice, easy 12, 13-foot shot for Joe. Hits it right in the flow.
Joe's definitely one. He gets in rhythm. There's not many places on the floor inside half court he won't shoot from. Oh, we go zone for the first time. That's
long
pretty deep.
Three right there, and that one goes.
The Tigers'
Jack
mouth.
Simpson, his second three on the evening. As Kellyon Williams brings the ball across half court for the Waynesville Tigers.
Kickapoo really stretching out. That's a hand check. Before the season, they said the refs were going to call that. There's
Joe Johnson. There it is. We talked about getting Joe in rhythm, and boy, he's hard to guard.
He makes you play him honest, which is so tough with some of the inside threats we have.
Cuts the Kickapoo Chief lead to just 3 points.
Big stretched out 2-3 zone here. Finding shooters. Something Coach Pills is always talking about. You can play zone against shooters. You just have to find them, match up.
Tigers not willing to give up anything easy here.
You know who we look like right here? Syracuse. Big, long players in the back. People rotating on the top.
Jack Simpson for another three. I would say we may want to put a hand in his face to get a little step closer, because that's 3 for him already.
Nice pass from Joe.
Oh, nice little dish right there. Vontae Armstrong.
Stay in zone.
Kickapoo content to push it around the outside now, waiting, looking for the open three.
Something else going zone helps us with.
So we're going to get a shove right here. I believe we're going to get Killian.
Keeps fouls off of Juwan.
No,
is that Javante's second?
No, they're going to get Javante with his second as we see Michael Thompson checking back into the game for Waynesville. Javante will take a breather as Juwan Morgan's back into the game quickly. And announces his presence with a nice block shot. Kickapoo rebounds underneath, looking for a shot inside. Tough call right there against Waynesville as they're going to get Kellyon Williams for his first. It's going to be 5th team foul. Kellyon looked like he was going straight up, but they're going to get him.
Like Reggie Walker not dressed tonight in sweats in case you're looking for him into the game. Involved in a little motor vehicle collision this week. Not his fault. Glad to see he's okay. And Joe, his passenger. Being their driver's ed teacher, I'm glad they're all right from that. If you're looking for Reggie, that's why he's not in the game tonight. Not in trouble or anything like that.
First free throw's up and good for Campbell. Campbell, an 84% free throw shooter on the year.
Now, I think you're rounding that up from 83.4. That should actually be 83.
I just go with the closest to what it looks like on the sheet here.
Box press from Kickapoo. That's tough for Juwan. He didn't want to get that any chance of a foul there. A ball he probably could have gotten but would have run through the guy to get.
Kickapoo slowing it down. Looks like they may even want to try and run 45 seconds off here and take the last shot as Kickapoo's holding a 6-point lead here going into the end of the first.
while they're going to take some time to do nothing, we'd like to tell everybody the reason Coach Rawlings isn't here, his mother is having a little bit of surgery today, minor procedure, but being the great son that he is, wanted to be there for that and trying to get back
and
from
if Mama Rollins is watching us tonight via the World Wide Web, want to wish her a speedy recovery.
Yes. Cable doesn't reach all the way up there, so she won't be watching via the cable channel. It'll be interweb.
Interweb. All right.
Well, all right. 12 seconds to go. They're getting into something here. Curious to see this set play.
Going to drive down underneath. That's up and off the glass, and that's going to be 2 more for Kyle Campbell. Leaves about 3 seconds.
That's got a chance.
Ooh. Shot there for Juwan Morgan. Brings the first quarter to a close, and not the start Waynesville was looking for here out of the gate against the Kickapoo Chiefs.
No, Kickapoo's been pretty hot. We've had some foul trouble. Team fouls 5-2, but who they're on is big for us. We got 2 on Juwan, 2 on Killian. That's big. Well, no, 2 on Javante. I'm sorry. 2 on Javante, 2 on Juwan.
Well, the 2 on Juwan quick really not only hurts to have to sit him for a minute and get him out of the game, but may contribute to him playing a little tentative, not wanting to pick up that third one here before the end of the first half, which limits his defense there.
Well, they wouldn't have had that last possession probably because Juwan could have caught that ball. There's a player sort of his way. It was kind of an in-between pass, and he probably made the right decision by not going for it. It also forced us to play more zone.
Well, and Kickapoo having a little success there at the end of the first half with that box press. Would not be surprised to see them right back in it. No, in talking with the boys staff and with Coach Rush today over at the middle school, talking about how they expected to see a lot of that box press here tonight. A lot of man-to-man down on the defensive end, but talking about the success Kickapoo has had just being quick enough to run the box press the right way. It's not just a half-well run. They do a really good job of trapping and then getting back to try and pick off the pass.
Done right, it can be a low risk. Good pull-up by Killian.
Nice job there. Killian Williams picks up 2 points.
I really thought he might try to take that in for the dunk, but pulled up when a player's in defensive position.
Well, it would not be a surprise knowing that the Dunkometer's in action tonight to see Killian throw one down. I know as we see another 3 go up from the corner. Jack Simpson for 3 again. 5th three-pointer on the night for Jack Simpson.
Kickapoo's did a good job of getting seals.
Tries to go across to Jerron Alexander right there. That pass is batted away, and Kickapoo quickly back down to the offensive end.
Kickapoo's really screening well against the zone. Almost a pin screen. We see him hold a zone defender in the area where they are. They're also working inside a little bit, like the end of the quarter.
Kickapoo working the ball around. Would not see
short.
Jack Simpson short on that one. Juwan Morgan comes out with the rebound, and Jerron Alexander quickly to the other end. Killian Williams for 3.
Killian has been Mr. Clutch this year. Times we need him from 3. Many games, including West Plains game, shot at the buzzer to win. He has ice water in his veins.
So you see Coach Pills there on the sideline yelling instructions. Very animated over there tonight, up and down the sideline.
I'll even say now, it'll be tough for Coach to keep that jacket on all night. If he does, he's putting up with it. He's losing water weight quickly right now.
Well, the jacket, the tie, we may see a lot come loose if we don't pick up the defense here a little bit.
There, Killian getting over on that screen.
Jack Simpson lurking on the left-hand side. A little drive underneath off the foot of Juwan. The ball will stay with Kickapoo.
Also saw Jerron there start to go in towards the dribbler and then get back out quickly. Early help out to Simpson.
Ball comes in, far side. Batiste passes off. Johnson comes back to Batiste. Setting a screen here. Simpson sets the screen to try and go underneath. That ball's picked off.
Oh,
ball's
not
loose
quite
on
able
the
to keep
floor.
the handle on it.
Oh. Having a kick ball right there wasn't called.
That's bad. If it's not an intentional kick, it's not a kick ball. If he pushes there, but That looked like a hacky sack move you did in 8th grade.
I don't know I was that good at hacky sack, but it looked like a move I would have attempted.
Yeah. For girls basketball, Camille Blash should be the one. She'd do that, and I think it was even tough. She's pretty gifted when it comes to
Killian Williams
soccer
goes inside
skills.
to Juwan. Juwan Mount to the corner. Michael Thompson puts up the three, and it's rebounded by Batiste.
Pretty good shove underneath, throwing Killian out of there.
Johnson drives, splits the defenders at the top, puts up a floater.
Oh.
No good, but right there is Ryan Berlin. Berlin tips it in.
All right.
Waynesville trailing by 8, just under 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Ball goes into Juwan, kicks it out. Michael Thompson for three. No good and off the glass. Rebound, Simpson. Simpson passes it off, back down to the other end.
One another good inside-out kick.
That's going to be Berlin's a little underneath, back up and in.
It's tough. Juwan's trying to play without fouling, which is it's tough to do. As aggressive as he normally is, you know, taking away his aggressiveness makes it difficult. Juwan again on the inside of the post. Uh-oh. No. That's tough. Juwan trying to make a play, passes it, doesn't get his momentum stopped.
And that's going to hurt right there. We talked about Juwan playing a little tentative. Picks up the third foul on a offensive foul call.
I've begged for that foul call a million times, starting to get players to take a charge. You just don't see it very often. You don't see it called.
Well, and
there was contact, but
was contact. I wasn't sure the defender was set, but either way, the foul was called. Juwan's got three, and we see Cedric Williams checking into the game for Waynesville. Juwan's going to have to play careful as he is still in there with three fouls. Three goes up, no good. Juwan Morgan gets the rebound.
all right. Kickapoo
Want to
still.
remind you tonight,
They go back
follow
to
us
zone. Get it
on
back.
the action. Definitely jump. You got any questions out there? Joe Johnson
Ooh,
hits
there we
the
go.
three.
Coach the quick timeout there.
Cuts the lead to 7 as Waynesville trails 20-27. But if you want to ask us any questions, share your thoughts on the game tonight, you can tweet us. We got the Twitter feed running here. Just use the hashtag TigerTV12. As you see the thing on your screen there. Also, make sure that you get on Facebook. Tiger TV, Channel 12 Facebook page. Get on there and like it. I like it. Coach Rawling likes it. You know Coach Murray here tonight likes it. He gets on there all the time.
There's the love button. I'd definitely hit it.
For all the news that is news, get on there, Channel 12. Keep up with what's going on. I mean, we've just got it all going tonight. The Facebook page, we've got our Twitter. We have the inaugural debut of the Dunkometer.
It's also the Blacklight Dance tonight, sponsored by SGA. You see a lot of players wearing white. Supposed to be whiteout night. Big student section for us. And I'll say a bigger student section for a Springfield school than I remember having here.
Absolutely. Both teams.
It's great to see.
Both teams have loaded this gym full. Like you said, I don't know I've seen this many people in the gym before for a game.
We got 50 students in the upper deck cheering. The bleacher creatures.
Bounce pass goes to the corner. That's a three up and out, no good. Rebounded by Kellyon. Kellyon quickly to the other end, finds Jerron. Oh.
Jerron can just not get that to go down. What?
You're going to get
on? Oh, must be on them. All right.
Going to get 23. That's going to be Matt Ritter.
It scared me when I saw 23.
It's going to be his first third team foul. Kellyon loses the handle on it there, right there. Kickapoo comes out with it.
The important couple minutes here leading to the half.
Goes underneath.
Oh.
It's going to be Kyle Campbell.
I think we're trying to create the contact on that there. With, smart if you get the call. I think maybe we get a flop call on that if we get close to it. Cedric finding Joe.
Pass comes in the near side. Joe Johnson back up top to Killian. Killian looks.
Hoping to shoot off that, I think.
Goes inside. Juwan Morgan brings it back out up top.
This is a good test for us. It really is. It's tough. But, come postseason, stuff like this will help you later on. Oh.
Kellyon Williams with the 3.
Could have been 4. Definitely crowded him.
Knocked down, doesn't get the call, but that's a big 3-pointer right there for Killian.
I've seen less called. I believe we were switching to a different
Campbell
type of zone,
no good on the jumper at the free throw line, rebounded by Juwan Morgan.
We're going triangle, which I believe will be our delay. 2 guards high and a high post. Yep. Weak side will screen down. Kickapoo switching automatically. They're ready for this. At least we draw a foul.
Well, and all of a sudden, it seems like the foul calls have tightened up a little bit. That one's going to be on number 4, Parker Dean. His first 4th team foul.
Curious to see if we still stall for the last shot of the half here. With Juwan in foul trouble, stalling makes more sense down 6. Than would a normal situation. Some people, Jeff Van Gundy's one of them, I've heard say that there's no such thing as being in too many fouls at a certain point in time. You shouldn't sit somebody till the second half. It's debated a lot. There's definitely, it can go either way. Cedric gets picked off. Simpson going to the hoop. That's a good Euro step. Joe did good to avoid the foul. Hate to give up the hoop, but
Waynesville really needs to keep a handle on some of these passes. Some of these passes getting away, and Kickapoo quickly to the other end with them.
Yeah, delay games are tough with that. High risk, high reward. It makes it tough if you make a mistake. Seems to amplify. Big move, jeez.
Wow.
That's a Division I move. People that question his athleticism, his upside is unbelievable with moves like that.
Well, not as if you can really guard against a move like that.
No.
Juwan spins, goes under the rim and back up over.
That was Hakeem the Dreamish right there. Now Kickapoo going to hope for the last shot.
Kickapoo looking to take one last shot.
Last time they went to the hoop in this situation.
Batiste drives.
Oh.
He's going to get the call. Going to count the basket.
Wow. That's rough. Killian asked for some clarification. We had a pep assembly Wednesday here, Coach. I'll tell you what, Killian did a good job. Got to hold the microphone. Sometimes when a kid gets a microphone, you get nervous. Like, what are they going to say? Killian, I was so impressed that nobody was nervous. He said great things. He asked people to show up. Kids really have. They've responded. We're here.
Well, that's going to take us to half. Kickapoo Chiefs leading 34-25. Get you a drink, use the restroom, get right back here. We'll be with you in 10 minutes.
McKinnon. Our next senior is Tasha Neal. Her parents are Tim and Tony Neal. Her future plans include attending Missouri State University, and she hopes to become a special education teacher. Her favorite memory is getting to share 2 seasons with my best friend. Tasha Neal. Our next senior is Shy Nix. Being escorted by her mom, Janae Morris. Shy's future plans include attending Clark Atlanta University and majoring in early childhood education. Her favorite memory is cheering 2 seasons on boys basketball with Coach Allen. Shy Nix. And our final senior cheerleader, Kimberly Wolf. Her parents are Sergeant First Class Shane Wolf and Senior Master Sergeant Michelle Ashburn. Her future plans include attending the United States Military Academy at West Point, majoring in political science with a commission in the United States Army as a combat civil affairs officer. She says her favorite memory would have to be the looks Coach Allen would give me when I got too involved and emotional at the basketball game. Kimberly
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the second half here. The Waynesville Tigers trail the Kickapoo Chiefs right now, 25-34. Kickapoo's going to get the ball to start the second half here. Mickey, what's your game plan if you're the Waynesville Tigers right now?
You got to find shooters, take care of the ball. I think we're getting pretty good shots. Keep going inside out with Juwan. Juwan's got to score a little bit. We just had some turnovers. Kickapoo's hit a lot of shots. Make sure they have a hand up on those shots.
Kickapoo, as you say that, rattles in another three. That's number 23, Matt Ritter. Kickapoo quickly puts 3 on the board to extend that lead to 12.
Kickapoo coming out man.
Javante tries a little lob inside to Juwan there, but it's a little too high, a little too floaty.
Ryan Burrow in there, number 44, he's a pretty decent inside post player. He really is.
Well, and
I don't know much about him coming in, but that was an athletic play to tip that away. That is
Joe
also an athletic play.
Johnson tips it away.
For a lob here, maybe.
Waynesville down to the other end.
I hope
Joe
Joe's all right.
stumbles. Kellyon Williams
Okay.
goes up. It appeared to be fouled, but no call.
Joe's kind of gimpy from that. He planted funny.
Jack Simpson in the corner. 3 won't go. Rebound Thompson.
He tried to flop, get Juwan's foul.
We're going to get a reach call right
Batiste got
there
a
on
foul.
Tyson Batiste.
That's still, I'd like to see Joe start walking normally. He kind of planted for a Euro step, come back to the middle. His leg kind
That
of went
foul's
there.
going to be the second one on Batiste.
This play brought to you by Gatorade Chews, official snack of Channel 12 basketball broadcasting team. Highly endorsed by Coach Matt Johnson.
As Coach Mike Rawlings is with us, has joined us in the booth. Coach Rawlings, glad he can make it here safely as Joe
Ooh.
Johnson puts it up and in.
George Gervin, finger roll.
Coach Rawlings getting his first look at the dunk-o-meter. Coach Rawlings says he likes that almost as much as he likes the Channel 12 Facebook page.
Waynesville staying 1-3-1 here. A little different zone we did in the first half. Stretching it, trying to find shooters.
Johnson up and no good with the jumper. Rebounded inside by Javante Armstrong.
This just in from Coach Rawlings. Chuck McNeil will wrestle for third place in the morning. He has fought his way through wrestlebacks valiantly. It's a tough thing to do. Very different than most sports where you lose once, you have a chance to fight back to get to third.
Nice little move by Johnson. Frees up the lane. As Juwan Morgan's going to get the foul called, and that's going to be 3 on Tyson Batiste, I believe. It is on him, and that is going to be his third foul. Tyson Batiste, a key player for the Kickapoo Chiefs on the offensive end.
Big foul.
Juwan's up and good with the first.
And he's checking out.
And Batista's going to take a seat.
Any way we can limit some of their three-point bombs, we will take. Well,
As
not anyway, but, you know.
Number 30, Kyle Campbell, checks back into the game for Kickapoo. Second one up and
big
out, no
rebound,
good,
Kellyon.
but big rebound, as you said right there, by Kellyon Williams.
This is what they call 2 game here. Coach Bill's favorite high-low. Got some screening action. We definitely have a good group for some high-low. Joe goes right by. Not quite able to get the roll there. Oh, those are some close shots. Get a couple of these shots to drop in. This game's going to change in a big, big hurry. And as I say that, Coach calls
Kickapoo's going
timeout.
to call a timeout and slow this down and talk this over. As we mentioned in the first half, if you've got any questions, any comments you want to tweet along with us, been looking over the tweets and checking them here, just tweet it to us using the hashtag TigerTV12.
Now, I know that when I come into the booth, there's certain things I do and don't bring to the table. I don't bring the Cardinals. I don't bring the wrestling. There's a lot of the stuff I don't bring that Coach Rawlings brings, but something I do bring, some connections out there, just a couple. Put on Facebook before I got here. Hey, buddy, I know there's a lot of Tigers out there, nationwide, worldwide. I'd like to send a special shout out to Mr. Jim Carson out in South Carolina. Sending me a text tell me that I'm doing at least an okay job. Jim Carson, a retired teacher, retired all sorts of things. Living the good life in South Carolina. Hopefully the snow is melted. He's dug his way out. He's taking good care of Loretta and the dogs. Oh, what a three from the corner.
Jack Simpson
All
from
right,
the corner.
I like
that won't go. Rebound comes across. Kickapoo keeps control. Johnson with the ball out front.
They're really stretching out that zone.
Finds Simpson. Simpson back to Johnson. You can tell Jack Simpson wanting to get a look at another three here. Johnson drives, tries to bounce it underneath. That's going to be off the hands of Ryan Berlin. That ball's going to Waynesville.
That was a pretty good-looking pass. I thought maybe Berlin had a chance at that. I'm glad we didn't tip it. I thought maybe we had. Jerron comes in.
Jerron Alexander checking into the game as Michael Thompson takes a seat.
Kind of shortens up our rotation with Reggie not in play tonight. Kickapoo staying man-to-man. Really staying tight with Joe here. They don't want to let him get loose from three again.
There we go. Nice little give and go. Perfectly executed. Finds Javante Armstrong underneath. Picks up two.
One of the things I've been able to do lately is watch a lot of boys' games, coaching the girls and trying to help raise a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old. I see Javante every day, ask him how he's feeling. He's been fighting getting back from that knee injury all year. And he says he's feeling good. That's the first time I've seen him make a move that looks like he's at his peak athletically. Back to what he's like last year.
Well, and as the Tigers come to the end of the regular season, you know Javante's going to play a big part in the success through districts and on to the state playoffs.
He's our Dennis Rodman. He even kind of runs like Dennis.
Except without the crazy hair and behavior issues. As again.
There you go.
There we go. Foul's going to be called on number 30, Kyle Campbell. Delayed call there for a second as he just plowed over the front of Javante.
They're going to call it after the shot.
It's going to be Campbell's first, third team foul.
I believe it. I'm glad you're excited. I couldn't see it. We have a post here. I feel like I'm watching you guys do football in the old stadium.
Parker Dean and Tyson Batiste checking back into the game for Kickapoo. Batiste playing with 3 fouls.
Really trying to flop on some of Javante's contact. Big, strong guy. Be interesting.
Ball. There we go. That's going to pick up another foul. Kyle Campbell picks up a quick second foul. As the pass was going into Juwan Morgan, and he gets up underneath him, undercuts him.
Team fouls piling up here. 4 for Kickapoo, 0 for us this half. Juwan's going to go for that lob here. Oh. It's where he kind of looks lost in that play. Just hoping people lose sight of him, which is tough. He's kind of a player people focus on. They go 2-3 here. I don't know if I was just out of the inbound play or not.
Joe Johnson, long three, up and out, no good, but rebounded by Javante. Kicked back across. Jerron gives it to Joe. Nice little move. Waynesville nice and quick with the passes. Earlier, we saw some of those get tipped away. Kellyon puts up a three, a little off balance there on that shot.
It's a great possession. Lots of passes, taking good shots, getting rebounds. Get the feeling something's going to go down for us here. And we're going to keep the ball here.
Kyle Campbell awful close to picking up his third foul right there for climbing on the back of Juwan Morgan.
Now, you know Coach Schultz will tell you that's not a call, right? Referees don't use the same vocabulary the rest of the world. He would say the over the back, climbing on the back. It's a pushing or displacement, but I agree with you. It's
anytime
real
Juwan
language.
slips and you start to climb on him piggyback style, it's a foul.
Ooh.
As we're going to get it undercut, Tyson Batiste picks up number 4.
Here's my last night girls played. Oh, he could get a technical here if he untucks it or anything. First I thought, we had a battle for timeouts there. Oh no. I'm still not sure if Coach Pills is calling for a timeout or saying that, hey, Kickapoo wants one. Coach Rippey getting real upset and yelling. I can tell you from personal experience that Coach Rippey doesn't always stick with the things he's going to say and kind of does what he wants.
Waynesville's closed the gap a little bit right now, trailing 37-30.
Right in the background there, you can see the marshal.
All the marshal directing traffic in the student section.
Oh, he's got a big crowd tonight. You see he's the one there in the big floppy hat.
Oh, they're on the roller coaster, Murray.
Hey, the kid that has a lot of school spirit, loves to get excited. When the pep assembly we had this Wednesday, it was rescheduled from a few weeks before, and we had snow days and stuff. I've never seen a kid more disappointed in a lack of a pep assembly for a season which he's not even in a sport. He was dressed up, not quite like he is tonight. You know, he had sleeves on and stuff, but he was really upset that we didn't have it. He was all keyed up.
Well, it's been outstanding this year. The students have turned out well for a lot of the games, boys and girls this year, but they are extra fired up in extra large numbers tonight.
Yeah, and I would like to point out that a lot of the first row people there, a lot of our girls basketball players, all of our winter sports, all of our athletes really do a great job of supporting each other. Our biggest fans are definitely the wrestlers and boys basketball players, and we are for them. Juwan getting the post. Nice inside out kick.
Williams hits the three.
He does not sweat. He is the Iceman.
And all of a sudden, we have a 4-point game. Waynesville clawing back into this one.
You could even stretch that and call it a one-possession game.
Ball goes into the corner, not there. Kickapoo pulls it back out front to the top.
Be interesting to see how Kickapoo plays this. We tied up to take a lead.
Little jumper won't go. Ball's looses inside. Jerron Alexander comes out of there with it. Nice job inside, fighting for that loose ball.
Oh, Joe did a really good job there. Taking what they're giving him. They were trying to play off so he couldn't pass, and he just dribbled till he got a great shot. Really seen a lot of maturity in his game.
And we've got a backcourt.
Over and back.
Tigers now with the chance to tie the game or take a lead. And this gym has gotten exponentially louder. You're sitting a foot and a half from me, and I'm having a hard time hearing you.
What?
Exactly.
All right, looks like we're going to delay for the last shot of the quarter here. I'll tell you, this quarter really big for us. Cut the lead down to at least, shouldn't be anything more than a 2-point lead, hopefully less. Juwan hasn't picked up any fouls. Javante hasn't picked up any fouls. Wait, none of the Tigers have picked up any fouls. We have 0 team fouls for the quarter.
Well, and the Tigers, you mentioned playing solid, clean defense, but the passes seem crisper. The cuts seem sharper. The Tigers on offense seem to have stepped it up a gear from what we saw in the first half. As we've got 10 seconds and we roll here in the third quarter.
Juwan popping high. Pick and roll.
Kellyon Williams for three, no good. Rebounded,
Juwan. Oh, that's all right.
It's going to be off the backboard, but Waynesville cuts it to a 2-point game, trails the Kickapoo Chiefs 37-35.
See Kickapoo keep trying to flop on any play involving Juwan, trying to get that fourth foul. So I guess it's a sign of respect in a way.
Well, and Juwan definitely has earned that as we've seen him come along this year and just be a player that can go in and dominate. But the Tigers shooting well, just an outstanding third quarter from the Waynesville Tigers to make this a 2-point game. And this gym keeps getting louder and louder. This is just outstanding.
It's going to be a heck of a fourth quarter, Coach.
Well, and Tyson Batiste having 4 fouls really hurts them as well. For a while, they had the advantage. Our best player had some foul trouble. Now we're seeing that come back on them. They don't appear to be, at least given the third quarter, maybe quite as solid all the way through the top 5 as Waynesville has looked.
I'd agree with that for sure.
Having Javante Armstrong, Kellyon Williams, the shooting of Joe Johnson, Michael Thompson, Jerron Alexander seems a little more solid when you take our best player off the floor for a short time. You take theirs off, we've seen them struggle a little bit more.
All right.
As we get started here, Waynesville has possession. Time in fourth quarter. 8 minutes, and this one will be decided. Oh! Kellyon Williams goes up for the alley-oop, and he's going to be fouled. He's going to go to the line and shoot 2. Thought we were going to get ready to hit the dunk-o-meter there.
I'm glad he's okay. Whenever you're falling off balance like that, that can be tough. Something interesting you see here that you see more and more in boys basketball lately, with people pushing the floor down and shooting quick threes and running good free throw breaks. We don't have anybody in the free throw line. Avoiding fouls, making sure we get back. You'll see the other way, Kickapoo only puts 1 in most of the time.
We got a tie game, folks.
All right.
Hold on to your hats. This one's a long way from being done.
Only thing up for grabs is the conference championship. Something they've had and we want. Ooh.
The little runner in the lane will go for Isaac Johnson.
Every once in a while, they'll take one to the hole against the zone, which, you know, it kind of catches us off guard. We're so used to going out looking for their shooters, the main shot they've been working for.
Joe Johnson drives
There
down
you
the lane.
go.
He puts a shot up. It's no good, but Juwan Elliott.
Oh, here we go.
Juwan Morgan underneath. Up and in. Ties it up. Count the basket.
Cleaning up a little Joe's miss there. That's what, again, when Joe can get by one player, get to the middle of the lane.
Something
It's a good
tells me this free throw goes in. It's getting even louder as Waynesville takes its lead, 40-39 right now. 7 minutes, 15 seconds to play here in the game.
Would like to point out that Monday's game against Hillcrest will be on Channel 12. There we go. Kickapoo getting a little rattled here.
Derek Robertson going to pick up his second foul. That is the 8th team foul for Kickapoo. Shooting free throws from here on out. Waynesville still yet to commit a foul in the second half.
Now, being the, you know, good sportsmen we are, we would never root for another player to look distressed or anything. But I'll go ahead and tell you, I don't mind watching Coach Rippey get fired up. He has not always been an ethical man in his word. Watch him get distraught, disheveled. It brings a smile to my face.
As Tyson Batiste is checked back into the game right
Right.
now, playing with 4 fouls. Juwan Morgan misses the second. Waynesville holds on to a 2-point lead.
We're going 1-3-1 zone here.
We've reached the point in the evening where it's time for me to say goodnight to Sophie and Paige. Daddy loves you. Good girls, I will give you a kiss when I get home. You guys sleep tight. Daddy's got 7 minutes of excitement left to go.
Maybe more. We could go overtime here. Kickapoo, they look rattled.
Batiste passes off to Johnson. Isaac Johnson looks inside.
We're man-to-man here.
Berlin
not real
comes
sure what
up
they
to
wanna
set
do.
the screen at the top. Now drops to the inside.
He's in that ball screen. Juwan went under, which you wouldn't do normally on a shooter, but he has such range and quickness that he can still get there to challenge that shot.
Kickapoo taking their time.
Coach Bill's telling some of these guys to back up. If they want to play catch out there, we'll let them. This game has changed. We have the lead. Situation's completely different. If we get a couple
Kickapoo
more buckets, I
really-
wouldn't be surprised to see us stall to shorten the game down.
Batiste drives to the inside, kicks it back outside.
Wow.
That's going to be a 3 up and good for Matt Ritter. And Kickapoo takes the lead, 42-41. Back and forth the seesaw goes.
The only bad part about a shootout is when the other team scores.
Yeah. Jerron Alexander for 3.
Wow.
Misses, but Juwan Morgan in position perfectly. Far side of the rim, tips it right back up and in. And the teeter-totter comes back down to Waynesville, 43-42.
Uh-oh. I saw that happen. That was a flop. That is our first team foul after a quarter and almost a half, but it's Juwan's 4th. They were hooked. Juwan's still trying to move. That kid just backpedaled and fell down. I tell you, if we don't change the flopping rules in our sport, we're going to become soccer. That's what we are going to become. All due respect to the sport that some people play is the most played in the world. There's a lot of flopping down and, oh, I think I'm going to die, and then 3 minutes later they come back and play.
Right.
It should be, it's a technical foul is what that can be ruled as. I would like to see that change to where it was just a personal foul. Because people don't want to call it technical on you fell down on purpose.
Right.
It's a game stopper, it's a game changer. And so people don't call it for that. But I really think it needs to be a personal foul. You flop, take the ball out of bounds. Dave Stern's retired. Can we get him to take care of this? I know what a big NBA fan you are. And you're up to date on those rules changes. Do you think he can come help with that? Can we make him the flop guru?
I'm not sure if we'll have to check with Tim Wallace to see. I don't know if we have an official Channel 12 flop consultant.
We should get an official. We could get Gary Schultz doing that.
Batiste up and out, no good.
We're bringing him on the line.
Tips it underneath to Juwan Morgan.
To discuss close calls and explain them to us. He could be our Mike Pereira.
Well, now, Gary Schultz is the official Channel 12 rules interpreter. If we could fall that under his umbrella, maybe widen the umbrella a little bit, we may be able to make this work. I'll get with Tim Wallace. I'm sure we can. If we can create a dunk-a-meter, we can create anything.
That looks like a tennis play. Batiste with it. That's a heck of a play.
Trying to do the little swap between the legs. Waynesville takes the ball out of bounds. Joe Johnson inbounds right now, holding a 1-point lead, 43-42.
By the way, this could be a preview of a state quarterfinal matchup.
Very well could be. And if it's anything like this one, is Joe Johnson drains it from way downtown. Nice job right there by Michael Thompson getting back on defense.
Yeah. Mike is a grinder and a hustler.
Michael Thompson, one of those seniors who has really stepped up his game this year. 3, no good. That's going to be tipped out of bounds. They're going to say it's off the hands of Joe Johnson. Not sure, but they're going to call that, and it's going to stay with Kickapoo.
Like I say, Waynesville came out #1 in the seating meeting, both boys and girls. Districts will be at Northwest Cedar Hill, which is towards St. Louis and then south a little.
Underneath, Berlin gets it, gets position, comes underneath, and Berlin picks up the 2.
The boys side, the 2 and 3 are Rolla and Washington. With 11 and Northwest Cedar Hill being the play-in game that will play Waynesville. The girls' side, girls, we're also #1. Washington, Northwest Cedar Hill, the 2 and 3 will play each other for a semifinal. And we will play the winner of Lebanon Rolla.
So that ball's tossed out of bounds right there. That's a costly turnover right there. Waynesville holding the 2-point edge, 46-44 with 3 minutes, 40 seconds left to play here in the fourth quarter. Isaac Johnson brings it across for Kickapoo. Johnson quickly uses Berland as a face guard. No good, and Jerron Alexander comes out of there with the ball.
That's a big rebound. Another senior that, last year was injured, wasn't on the team, really stepped in and made a lot of contributions this year.
And we're going to get a timeout there, but Waynesville, Coach Pills, I'm telling you, the adrenaline, every single pass, every single shot, this gym rises and falls on everything.
I'm going to put the over-under on what our lead has to be to stall, go to our triangle at 5.5 points. What do you want? You want the over or the under?
Before we start stalling?
Yeah, that's the score we'll have to have. The lead we'll have to stall.
Boy, that's a good set. I'm going to take the under.
Okay, you're going 5.
On a game this close, I'm going to say that the closeness of the score is going to lend itself to the under.
All right.
We'll see.
Okay.
Right now, it could be
I hope
anything.
we're in that situation either way.
That's exactly right. Don't know when we'll get the next break, so I want to go ahead and take this chance while we can. Tonight, the Channel 12 broadcast is brought to you under the direction of Tim Wallace. Does just an outstanding job with the Channel 12 program. Students do all the work. Tonight, our student crew is Chelsea Whetstone, Vincent Rivera, Josh Rada, Kiana Williamson, Edward Warren, Alex McAkern, Bradley Poole,
Kiz Villanueva.
doing an outstanding job here tonight, bringing you all the action, the courtside shots, the action shots up above. They do all the work. We get to sit up here and talk basketball.
I'll tell you, up here, long row here on Radio Row, TV Row of distinguished, non-biased professionals. We are none of those. We are biased, all Tigers all the time. Juwan can't quite find the handle on it.
Ball pushed around inside, several different hands on it, but they're going to say Kickapoo was the last to touch it.
I think Juwan touched it, but they didn't want to call a foul, so they just gave us the ball.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I agree.
We don't have to be biased. We love Waynesville.
Oh, that's going to be a breakaway.
That's going to tie us up right there as Isaac Johnson takes it all the way.
Hey, Isaac Johnson gets in the ball in the air really quickly for being a 5'11 sophomore on that play. Another drive to the hoop, he did that. Tied up. Drawn did a good job of not fouling late because he couldn't stop the shot.
Well, and Johnson slowed down a little bit, looking like he was trying to draw the foul. Like you mentioned, good job not to pick it up. Ooh. We're going to get the offensive foul called here. Wow.
Multiple people in the front row unhappy with that call. The Spike Lee seats are unhappy, and I don't blame them.
Wow.
That didn't – I don't think he moved much on that. It's an official who gets a little bit excited sometimes, in my experience, and kind of gets his gruff up. Here's that situation. If we get a 5 count here.
Berland underneath, goes up and off the glass for 2.
He doesn't make spectacular plays, but he's made a lot of the tougher inside plays tonight.
Absolutely. Not overly imposing size-wise, but making a lot of nice plays.
If you don't have a player like him against us, you really don't have a chance with all of our size. Oh. Kickapoo's going to slow it down a little. I see, here's the interesting thing. We're up 2. That's only our 3rd team foul. We still have 3 fouls to give. Literally any time, as long as it's not Juwan. And there's a situation we want to change, we can foul.
So we're going to get a 30-second timeout here called by the Waynesville Tigers. Waynesville trailing by 2.
Leaves us with 1 timeout, them with 3. I would almost bet you that Coach Pills right now is talking about fouls to give, being aggressive. There's really no downside to going for the basketball up front. As long as they're not attempting to shoot, they should take the ball out of bounds. It's a strange situation to be in this late in the game to have that few fouls. Sometimes if you're down, and we're only down 2, so this is a multi-possession game, not having fouls could be tough because you can't foul to make it go 1-on-1. We're not in that situation yet. We're probably at least a minute from that. We hope to change the situation before then.
But as you mentioned, being so far from it, and that's a testament to the clean defense we saw throughout the 3rd quarter from the Waynesville Tigers.
Which helped us catch up, kept them off the free throw line. Kickapoo, they look for the contact. They try to flop a little bit here and there.
Well, and you mentioned
complain about or you try to learn to do.
Fouls to give. Other than Juwan Morgan, I think no one else has more than 2 at this point.
Yeah.
Definitely don't want Juwan picking up the foul with him having 4.
Yeah.
Tyson Batiste for them having 4 puts them kind of in that same boat. But right now, Kickapoo's sitting in a good spot, having the ball, the 2-point lead.
Rashad Swanson checks into the game. Very quick defender. We're zone here, trying to trap. Kickapoo definitely looking to hold. It's a lot of time to kill. We can definitely do this for a while, trap and run, and give them a chance to make a mistake.
They're going to get Joe there on the reach.
That's okay. There's nothing to be mad about there. He had a chance to go for the ball. He went for it, didn't get it. We can do that 2 more times.
Well, like you said, we've got fouls to give, and there's a chance Joe comes out of there with the ball quickly to the other end.
It is really tough to hold the basketball for that long without something like that happening.
What appeared to be a travel not called.
Down to a minute
As we're at a
remaining.
minute to play here in the fourth quarter. Kickapoo leads by 2.
That's all right. That's okay. You definitely feel some tension in the gym, can't
Man.
you, Coach?
Cut it with a knife.
We've been in several games tight like this. West Plains most recently. There you go. Killing's quick foul.
It's going to be the 16th foul, third on Killian, and from now, we foul. They'll go to the line, shoot the 1 and 1.
All right, who do you want to foul here, Coach? You go Berlin? I think I've seen everybody else hit a 3. I haven't seen 20 hit a 3. I don't know if you get a push-off call here or something.
Oh,
What? I think maybe there was some anticipation on that one.
I think so. They're going to get Rashad Swanson. And that's
All
going to
right.
send Jack Simpson to the line to shoot the 1 and 1.
Now here's a situation I'm amazed they don't have somebody in on the free throw line to rebound.
Simpson's up
good
and
for
good
us.
with the first, puts it at a 3-point lead for Kickapoo.
All right.
We see Jerron Alexander
Yeah,
checking
Ron-
back into the game. May see a little offensive defensive substitution rotation here for Jerron and
Not that
Rashad.
Jerron can't play defense, but he's been banged up a little bit. Trying to keep him healthy. This game is very important, but districts and going forward from there.
Simpson
more
hits
so.
the second free
4-point
throw, pushes
lead.
it to a 4-point lead.
We can take anything. Joe hits a big 3 in the corner.
Joe,
off the
big
screen.
three-pointer. Kickapoo lead is
Oh, put some time back on. 37.3 is what's on the clock. They should add some time. Looks like they're going to add some. Talking to the other coach. I don't know how much. I'm sure. Well, I hope. I'm not sure, but I'm sure I hope that somebody was watching that.
And we've got us a 1-point game.
Wow. That was big.
Well, we've seen Joe do that time and time this year. We saw it at Republic. Buzzer beater 3 to send it into overtime. Joe has stepped up in the most clutch situations in taking that long shot for Waynesville and come through successful on most of them.
That is John Moore that you see there in the pink shoes, white shirt, and blue Phelps County Medical giveaway bag. Getting the crowd excited.
I don't know that you might need some gimmicks some night to get the crowd excited. This game has lived up to its billing in every respect. I don't know you need any encouragement to be excited.
No.
If you
No, I'm
can't-
glad to see that the student section's big, loud. We're letting them get out. You know, he's out in front, getting everybody loud. And I can tell you that with our team benches on that side now this year like they are, it's got to be tough to hear in that huddle.
Oh, wow.
We don't get quite that many people here for some of our girls' games. Even then, it's tough to hear. But what a great environment. Great game, however this turns out. But I've got a good feeling about this.
All
40
right.
seconds to go. Long time to go still.
Waynesville
Oh.
picks up in the press.
Killian over the ball. That's tough to throw around. And look, they leave 44 unguarded. Who doesn't even
Guarding
look to
the
get the ball.
inbound.
That's the other player I'd foul.
Ball into Johnson. They're going to get Michael Thompson on the foul. That'll take us to the other end. We'll shoot the 1 and 1.
This will be the last 1 and 1. Oh, no, I'm sorry. We'd have one more. Again, interesting kick. We didn't put anybody in on the line. I would just hope maybe Juwan would fall down on somebody. You spend so much time trying to get a foul on him. You can do that risk-free. Because we're not going to put, I mean, we'll push, but I don't know. It's interesting. It's one of those debatable things. Like going for 1 or 2 in football. Well,
Up
I was
and
hoping he
good
was the
with
guy
the
to foul.
first.
Kickapoo shot free throws well tonight.
37 and a half seconds to play when we go back to action.
Still plenty of time for a 2 or a 3.
Kickapoo hits both.
Kickapoo picking up full court. Oh, he tried to call timeout. Wow, that's a big turnaround for us. From a non-Chris Webber technical. Oh. That's that same official.
Wow.
He gets excited. Don't leave the floor, Juwan. Stay on the floor.
That's going to be
gotta-
Juwan's fifth, and
Yeah.
Very, very touchy call right there.
It looked like all ball. I realize it was a swing. My favorite Jeff Van Gundy quote is, "Don't foul or appear to foul." You got both coaches unhappy here. Coach Rippey's unhappy. Killian started to call timeout. I don't know that he actually fully got it called. He was trying to inbound 5 seconds. Caught himself and inbounded. Lucky not to get a technical there. We can't tell what if he was yelling timeout, he couldn't hear him anyway. Now, I will say, if I was the other coach, I'd be excited about that too. But I'd say the bigger detriment to us was Juwan fouling out. Rashad checking in. We're going small lineup here, looking to push and score. Still shooting 1-1.
Still
This here's
1-1.
Maybe this is the guy to foul. Come on, crowd, make some
Gym
noise.
gets loud.
Wow.
First one's up and good. Kickapoo doing a nice job of hitting some very clutch free throws down the stretch here.
Yeah. Free throws win and lose a lot of games. If we end up losing this, it won't be because we were put late. That second quarter, they made a big run. 3-point game with some pressure. We've got plenty of time here. That's an interesting foul, yeah. That's good for us. We'll take that.
Well, you give us the chance to put points on the board with no time coming off the clock.
1-1.
That's the second foul for Matt Ritter. That's going to send Michael Thompson to the line to shoot the 1-and-1 for Waynesville. First one's up and it's good. Cuts the lead to 2 points for Kickapoo.
23 seconds, lots of time. We have no timeouts. They have 3.
Thompson misses the second. Joe Johnson comes down with it.
Jump ball's going to be to them. Still a lot of time. This is extended. We're going to have to foul. Will be 2 shots. Kickapoo taking care of the ball. Trying to decide whether to stall or take a layup. Joe, just a common foul. That's good. Had to foul there. He was going for the ball, but I was scared. He got out of position there and almost had to grab his waist. That was called correctly. See both coaches using these fouls as the time to huddle up. That is one benefit to sending nobody to the offensive boards.
That's the third foul on Joe. Puts Kickapoo into the double bonus, so they will shoot 2.
You start thinking now, when we come down here and hit a 3, we send this to overtime, it could be tough for us with foul trouble. We're going to make it. Needs to miss this. We go down, take a 3. If we miss it, we get a chance to kick back out. We've literally got 4 players on the floor. I'd take an open 3 from any of them.
Right.
Swanson hadn't shot one tonight, but I've seen
There's
it before.
the miss.
Push.
3-point game. 10 seconds to play.
There we go. Interesting. Very one of those debatable questions we're talking about. Whether you foul or not, that's a little early. That really helps us get to the line.
Joe Johnson will go to the line. There, the double bonus as well. So Joe Johnson's going to get 2 shots. Waynesville trails by 3.
Make this one.
Misses the first.
Oh, Killian's saying that guy said it was 1-1. That's interesting. Official didn't tell him not to say that. All right.
Makes the
2
second.
point. We need to steal or quick foul. Still 9.7 seconds. A lot of time.
2-point game. Kickapoo Chiefs lead by 2. 55-33. Quick foul.
Okay.
They're going to get Joe Johnson. That's going to be number 4. It's going to stop the clock at 7.9.
Still a lot of time.
2 free throws coming at the other end.
See, that's where, if he misses here, what, a second and a half elapsed? And that's where it helps us. They fouled early. Usually teams wait for under 5 seconds or so for that, automatic foul.
First one's up and good for Matt Ritter.
We need this
Very
for a
important
miss to
free
keep this
throw
even.
upcoming.
to keep the lead the same as it was. We can push, get a 3. Still, lots of time. Now this time you also anticipate they're going to foul. It's risky, but what if you act like you were attempting a shot from deep? Right now especially. Thompson open. They're not going to foul. Jerron with the 3.
And it's in.
We don't have a timeout. We can't stop the clock. That's
And
rough. When there's no timeout, the clock doesn't stop in high school basketball.
Right, and that's going to bring us to the end. And the Kickapoo Chiefs knock off the Waynesville Tigers in a nail-biter, 57-56. We will be back with you next week. Tuesday we'll be here.
Coach Rawlings will be here. His mother is fine, by the way.
Be here live next week, but your Waynesville Tigers fall tonight to the Kickapoo Chiefs, 57-56. We thank you for tuning in. Exciting game, lived up to everything we expected. Like to thank Coach Murray for sitting in with me tonight.
Thanks for having me here.
Hope you guys have a great night. For Mickey Murray, I'm Matt Johnson. We'll thank you, and we'll see you next week.